I remember when I first got into raw veganism, there was all these YouTube celebrities, Freely, Life Regenerator, Doug Graham. I was watching all these people, and Matt Monarch was one of them. I'll be honest with you, I never really got into his approach. It seemed a little out there. Like, I'm known for being way too extreme. He's exceeded my weirdness. And I watched his interview with OK Raw. He had his colon removed. So as somebody who had ulcerative colitis, it hit home. It hit home hard. So let's talk about it. I'll post a link down below to OK Raw's interview with Matt Monarch. In my opinion, OK Raw is being a bit of a dick in that interview. He's kind of throwing his good health in Matt's face. It's like, oh yeah, I never would have done that. And, oh, you had your colon removed. Oh, that's stupid. You can heal it, you know that. And Matt's probably just like, yeah, I know, probably, but it hurt a lot. I was bleeding out. Do you know the pain I went through? So it's like, sometimes we have to have compassion, but I get it. Like, OK Raw, he didn't say anything wrong. He was like, yeah, you can heal this naturally. I did. I'm very lucky. So Matt Monarch, he's the second raw vegan I've heard of who got colitis from a raw vegan diet. I don't know why it happens. Like, that's what helped me. You're not allowed to say cure. But I just said it. But when he was telling his story, it was very similar to mine. Like, he was bleeding for like 9 years. And I was bleeding for about 6 before I went to see a doctor. And then they diagnosed me. And where we differed, we both got the same diagnosis. They said, incurable, diet doesn't matter. Eventually, you'll have to get your colon removed. You'll be on medication for the rest of your life, and then eventually we'll take your colon out because the pain will be too bad. I never believed it, and I healed myself, and I'm proud to say, like, I'm standing here, digestion's the best it's ever been right now, and I'm eating like chickpea pasta, like I'm not bloated or gassy. Just the things are flowing, and I'm very happy. No more blood, no more pain, the odd cramp, but we're good. So Matt said he tried everything to heal, and he had heard of David Klein's book. That's the one I read that saved me, and he said he tried that. He didn't go into much detail, though, of what he tried and for how long. He just was saying things like, I tried fasting, I tried fruits. Like, I don't know that he really went for it. And no, like, you gotta put up with some pain for a while. Like, no matter what you eat, if you're in a flare-up, you're bleeding, like, anything you eat will hurt. But if you eat nothing but fruit, it'll calm down eventually. Within a couple weeks to a month, it should. Like, nothing but fruits, soft ones too, not berries, not strawberries with those little killer seeds that want to kill you, not those. But the biggest thing that's going to heal you is just the faith, just knowing that you will heal. Like, it heals everybody, that fruit diet, no matter what, it's going to heal it eventually. But there's some struggles along the way. I don't know why some people it takes so much longer, and it seems like the raw vegan diet causes it in some people. I don't get it. Like, that should heal it. But me and Matt faced a very similar crossroads. We were desperate. We went to the doctor. He got the prednisone. I also got the prednisone, but I researched it, and I was like, you can't be on that stuff long. It's gonna terrorize your adrenals. Like, it's a miracle drug. It really is. Like, I took it, and I told the doctor, I was like, I'm not taking this for more than 2 weeks. He laughed at me. He was like, you can't, we have to taper you down over a couple months. I was like, no, 2-week taper, and that's it. And he's like, okay, enjoy the funeral. Invite me for the sandwich after. So I did it, 2-week taper, and the next day after taking it, the bleeding stopped. I was like, oh my God. And I got very lucky. I tapered right down. It was giving me all these side effects. My ankles swelled right up. They blew up like a balloon. But that got me out. So thank you, medical science. You did it. But just get away from that as quick as possible. Matt, on the other hand, went right on it and stayed on it. And then that's just ravaging your body. So he's taking it and he's listening to the doctors, and he went with it. I reluctantly took it for a short term, but I knew they were bullshit, and if I stayed in this hospital any longer, they would kill me. So he took the prednisone, and then eventually that's the doctor route. You take these drugs for a while, weaken your body, and then remove your organs. until you're left with nothing. You're that operation table game, people picking things out and the buzzer sounds, and you lose the game of life. Now, I don't want to make Matt feel terrible if he's watching this. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say, oh, you should have done this to heal yourself. Oh, that must suck, not having a colon. Like, I know my path could have headed that way. I'm so sorry that you didn't heal it. But he was very extreme. And that made me rethink a couple things that I might have even been heading for in the future. Thinking, how can I make this tweak? Like, I used to watch some of his videos and he's doing weird stuff. Like, he had an enzyme eating contest with Dave the Raw Food Trucker. I remember it. They were going scoop for scoop. Like, enzymes are very powerful. They're protein digesting. They can really, like, if you take them on an empty stomach, they might digest your entire digestive tract. So they're going spoon at, like, you're supposed to take a tiny amount, and they're going heaping teaspoon, and then, oh, you going for another one? Okay, I'll do it. You're doing it? And then they kept going with it. That's probably what started it. I'm not a doctor, but shit like that. And I remember him doing this maca ice cream. He went to see some guy, and usually you do like a tablespoon, and he's like, give me that 8 scoops or something. And he was going for it, and he kept eating it, and he was getting high, and he's like, I gotta stop. And he just ended the video like, very extreme, high-fat vegan diet, kind of afraid of fruits, but eating fruits with the fats and tons of nut butters, and it's not like a raw vegan diet. I think the only way to really do it long-term, fruit-based, or Lou Corona style, where you're blending and fermenting the nuts. Even then, that's debatable. Constipation town. But this goes to show you being very extreme is not the answer. I've done it. I remember being in Thailand after that 21-day water fast, breaking it with raw eggs, and just like the terror that happened, and what a nightmare. Just the sharpest pain after a 21-day fast. Like, I didn't have the energy to overcome that intense shock. And I did somehow, and then like the back of my legs went numb and my forehead went numb, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, all this super extreme stuff I'm doing, 21-day water fast, 1 meal a day, carnivore diet, it's like, I'm getting worse. Like, way sicker than the average standard American dieter. Like, this is terrible. Just ease out. I didn't for a long ass time. You might say I just did a 90-day juice fast and that was extreme. You're extreme because you haven't done one. But that was even a bit extreme. Like, after that, my digestion was ruined for a long time, but it's better than ever now. So I do believe it was beneficial. You can quote me on that. But super extreme is not the way. I used to think you needed like this extreme approach to heal the past of your extreme mistakes, eating tons of McDonald's and cheese. You wouldn't believe the amount of processed cheese I could put on a hot dog and mayonnaise. How do you even, where was the hot dog in that pile of mayonnaise soup? I don't know, but I got it in me. But most of the time, these terrible illnesses that we get change our life path for the better. So like, it seems terrible, but then it brings you to this place you never would have been. Like, life is good for me now because I had that, because I overcame it. And then this is my job now, talking about health. And you trust my health advice, and that's why you're here. And I appreciate it. Thank you. So don't feel bad for Matt. He has no colon, but he's heading somewhere good. Somewhere better than you could be because of not having a colon. Think about how light he could be. That's a good 5-6 pounds gone. You don't need that. Bodybuilding future for Matt? I think so. It's like, oh, I'm in the 130-pound weight class. Why? How come you don't have as much muscle as me? Well, you have a colon? I'm sorry to hear that. I'll be right back. I have diarrhea to explode into this bag. Can you hold the bag? Will you hold it? No? I'm not making fun of you, Matt. We're just trying to have some fun here. It's fun times. At your expense, admittedly. But man, there's got to be a spiritual component to it. He was saying, like, he thinks it wasn't caused by the diet. It was something spiritual. It could be. I don't know. Everything is connected, but like, I healed mine with diet. It could have been that I changed my diet and then that helped me fix the spiritual aspect that caused the disease. Like, it could work like that. I don't know. But when I look back at Matt's life, I don't know the man, but just judging from a distance, he was very focused on making money, selling supplements, his Raw Food World website, and I never trusted him for that. I'm sorry. It just seemed too salesman-y. Sales mini. So I don't know how honest he is, because this is the first I've heard of him having colitis. I know he mentioned it like a year ago, but he was bleeding for 9 years and having a YouTube channel promoting raw veganism. Like, where's the honesty? You didn't tell anybody that you were like bleeding and selling these supplements. Take these, these are good. Ow. Behind the scenes, it's like, you got to be honest. So I hate people that are trying to big up this lifestyle and don't tell you the negatives, if there are any. Like, be honest. What are you trying to be up on this pedestal? Oh, I need to sell these books, I'm a master. Yes, I bleed, so what? That doesn't make me less of a man. It does, because you're not honest about it. A man who bleeds and tells you bleeds hope. Bleeds hope for the future, and I trust that man. So I'm sorry that I'm psychoanalyzing a man that I've never met. I'm just seeing from a distance. From what I see on YouTube, this is my thoughts. Take them or leave them. I'm sorry that you got your colon removed, but for others who have colitis, you can heal it 100%. Like, don't go that doctor route. If you have to take a tiny bit. One time I took a steroid enema. That really helped me. But then back off it. Don't lean to it. Like, do the right thing. Heal the body. Detox. Fruits, soft, not raw leafy greens, not nuts, not beans, no grains, like nothing harsh. You're gonna lose weight, don't even worry about it. It's like you're not absorbing anything and you got a lot of cleansing to do, so just get down to your 105 pounds and be happy with it, and you'll rebuild eventually. So just chill, and that's my advice. I've made many videos on how I would heal it, but just vegetable juices, whole fruits. I touched the microphone. Oh, man. So those are my thoughts on the situation. A bunch of people are asking me about it for a while, so there it is. As someone who had colitis, you can heal it. You can heal almost anything, at least to a level where you can function in daily life. You may not overcome every single illness you have, but you'll get to a point where it's like, it's barely bothering you. Whatever it is, just stick to it. Have the faith. And we're done here for today. After you thumb up the video, of course. You could thumb it down if you removed your heart. Seems kind of necessary. Not because it pumps the blood, because it doesn't. You've been lied to. Hearts, I don't even know what they do. Not much. Not enough. It's the lungs that pump. Once I heard that, I don't know if it's true, but the lungs, breathing deep is what pumps your blood and increases circulation and heals everything, drives blood everywhere. You want to breathe deep then, don't you? All the time. Do it as much as possible. Deep belly breathing, always. That should be your baseline step towards health. That didn't make sense. But you got it. I'm going to leave. Oh, shit. Subscribing.